happy Tuesday morning. I hope you guys had an awesome long weekend. I know Saturday the weather was amazing. It's outside in the sunshine all day getting stuff done. Got a little rainy after that. Yesterday was kind of gross, but I had a nice day inside. I hope you guys did too. So, today we're going to take a little break from money. We'll get back to that a little bit later on. But today we are going to make one of these. I promised you we would get to this. So, this is my big abacus. There are 20 balls on here, or 20 little counters, whatever you want to call them, in 2 rows. And this abacus is great for things like adding and subtracting and figuring out numbers in your head and then trying to guess things and playing little games that really help you out. Okay? So what's special about an abacus like this is it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of one color, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of another color. Just like your hands, you've got 5 here, which makes 10. You've got 5 here and 5 here, which makes 10. So, on the bottom, you have the same again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, 5, 10, 15, 20. You have 20 little counters on here. Now, you need to get some supplies. So you're going to need to get mom or dad or grandma or grandpa to help you get some supplies. You're going to need some cardboard like this. This is a pasta box. That's a pasta. Some scissors. And the most important part, you're going to need something to make these little counters. Now, I found Mrs. Bond had some beads. Well, that'll work perfectly. But you could use Lego wheels. You could use Cheerios. You could use Fruit Loops. You could use anything that you can move like this that has a hole in the middle. The most important part is that it has a hole in the middle. Okay? So they're able to go on a string or something like that. Then you need to find some string or some yarn or some thread or some, you see that, fishing line to go in the middle of all those Cheerios and stuff that you got. Okay? So you've got to get all those materials, and a little bit of tape would help too. Okay? And we're going to make our own abacus. Alright? So I'm going to give you 5 seconds to go do that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome, and you're back. So, we're going to start out, we'll start out by being more careful with our scissors, and we're going to cut out a rectangle from our cardboard. Now you could be using a cereal box, you could be using a pasta box like I am, or maybe you got something delivered, maybe you had a pizza. So I'm going to keep cutting until I get a nice, even rectangle. Doesn't have to be a perfect rectangle or anything. Just some spot where you can put your beads and counters and that sort of thing. So you should have something that looks a little bit like this. And we're going to put our counters across like that. Okay? So that's where you need to start. Then you need to get out your counters. So your beads or your Cheerios. Okay? And you need to count out, how many did we say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 counters. If you can find 2 colors, that'd be even better. If you can't find 2 colors, that's okay. But if you have something like Cheerios that only come in 1 color, you could use a marker and color the other ones. That would be cool if you could. I don't know if you can, but give it a try if you can. I've got a few different colors of beads here that Mrs. Bond had, so I'm going to pull out 20 different ones. Okay? It's going to be a little bit tricky. Actually, I'm going to grab, I've got a little baking tray here. I'm going to use this here so I don't lose them. Okay? I'll pour them all out. Alright, I'm going to use these kind of greeny ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I need how many of each color? 5, 10. 10 of each color. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got 10 green ones. 10 green ones. Now I'm going to have to get a different color. I'm going to pull these all apart. And I'm going to get a different color. What do you think I should do? White or black? Yeah, I think I'll do white. I think white's a good one. So I'm going to pull this open. And I'm going to count out 10 white ones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So I've got 10 green ones and 10 white ones. I'm going to put these to the side. Put these to the side over here so I don't lose them. And I'm going to put all the rest of my beads back in my bag. So I don't want to lose them. I don't want to lose Mrs. Bond's beads. She might be mad. Alright, there we go. If you hear some beeping, that's just somebody messaging me. Getting some emails today. Alright. The cleanup is kind of important too, because you don't want to lose anything. Unless you've got Cheerios. I guess you could lose 1 or 2 Cheerios and that would be okay. Alright, so I've got my 2 strings, my 20 beads, and my cardboard. And you want to make sure that you have 2 long strings that'll go across the board, sort of like this. Okay? 1 at the top, 1 at the bottom. And then you want to make little holes to poke the strings through. So you're going to have like this. You can use your scissors, you can use a pencil. If mom or dad's helping you, they can use a little knife or something like that. I'm just going to use my scissors. I'm going to poke a little hole there. I'm going to poke a little hole there. And then on the other side, I'm going to poke 2 more holes. Like that. And like that. Be careful not to poke my fingers. Now you see, I've got 4 holes, just like that. And I'm going to poke my string through one of the holes. Okay? Gonna have to be careful, it's going to be tricky. Poke it through, I'm going to pull it through like that. And then on the back side, I'm going to put a little bit of tape there to hold that down. I'm using duct tape. Probably don't need to use duct tape, but I like duct tape. So I'm going to tape that down on one side. There we go. So now it's taped down. It's not going anywhere if I pull it. It's good to go. So this is what yours should look like right about now. A string out there. Then what do you need to do? Well, you need to put some of our counters on it. So you want to put on 5 of one color, then 5 of the other color. What do you think I should start with? Green or white? Well, if I'm going to make it like mine here, I'll start with a color that's not white. I don't have red, but I'll start with green. So I'll put on how many? 5. So, hey friends, I didn't realize the camera actually stopped recording about halfway through. So I'm going to show you what I did. This is what I ended up with, but I'm going to show you how I got there, okay? When I left you, I was counting up the greens and counting up the whites. I'm going to show you what I did after that, okay? So after I got done counting up 5 greens and 5 whites, so I made sure that I had 10, you're right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I made sure I had my 5 and my 5. Then I took the other end of my string, or my fishing line, and poked it through the other side of the cardboard. So I made myself a nice long string of beads. So pull it up like that, so it looks exactly like that. And then you have to flip it over, just like we did before, and put some tape on the back. So it sticks, so it looks like that. Sorry the camera cut off, but that's what it ends up looking like. And then you do the other one, same way you did the first one. You poke it through from this side, pay out 5 of one color, 5 of the other color, then poke it back through and make sure it's all taped off. You can trim these as well if you want if they're getting in the way, okay? So that's what we should end up with. All right, later in the week, probably even tomorrow, we'll get to some fun activities and stuff that'll help activate your math brain, that'll help you figure out adding and subtracting in 5s, and 10s, and 20s. They're really, really handy to have. All right, we used them a couple times this year, and we made some like this a few years ago. Our class never made ones like this, because we've got a few that we've saved, okay? But I want you to have one at home for your own use, because they are really, really handy when we're talking about number sense and adding and subtracting and that sort of stuff, okay? So, we're going to use these tomorrow and probably Thursday as well, so we can get some neat activities out of them and really get our math brains going, okay? So, that is your job for today, is to get yourself an abacus, make one from scratch out of stuff you can find around the house, so we can use it tomorrow and the next day to get your math brain moving, alright? So, sorry for the cut in the middle there. Try and make sure that doesn't happen again. But until tomorrow, that's Mr. B saying bye-bye.